Today I'm going to show you how to get the money to not only buy but to also repair multifamily property using an FHA 203k loan. Stay tuned. The FHA 203k loan is a game changer because not only will they lend you the money to buy the multifamily property, they will lend you the money to repair the property as well. And you only need a down payment of 3.5% as long as you live in the property. Many first-time home buyers want to use the FHA loan, but the problem with using FHA is that if the building needs any repairs, even minor ones, the building may not pass the FHA inspection. With the 203k, you can buy pretty much any property as long as it's in your budget. With the 203k, there are some rules that you need to know to make sure that the loan process goes through smoothly. So stick with me and I'll let you know everything you need to know about using a 203k loan. When using a 203k loan, the first thing that you need to know is you need an FHA 203k certified contractor. This means that you can't just use any old handyman that you know. They actually have to be certified with the 203k program. So if I'm looking to use a 203k loan, my first step would be to find a list of contractors in my area that are certified with the 203k program. You can find a list of 203k contractors in your area by going to HUD's website or simply Googling 203k contractors in my area. Now let's go through the process of using a 203k loan. The very first step you should take, of course, is to get pre-approved by a lender. This is even more important when using a 203k loan because you really do need to know exactly what your budget is. Once you're pre-approved, it's time to start looking at property. Make sure you find a realtor that is familiar with using a 203k loan so you can lean on their knowledge and expertise. If you see a property you like, try to take as many pictures of it as you can, especially items that you think need repair. Once you've done that, it's time to do what I like to call a rough estimate. Estimating the cost of repairs is really important when it comes to a 203k loan. Remember, the amount that you're pre-approved for has to cover not only the cost of buying the property, it has to cover the cost of the repairs as well. So for instance, if you're approved for $300,000 and the building costs $250,000, the cost of repairs can't exceed $50,000. To make things harder, it's going to be almost impossible for you to find a contractor to go with you with every single property to give you an estimate of repairs. This is where those pictures that you took of the repairs will come in handy. Reach out to that list of contractors and see if one of them will give you a rough estimate based on those pictures. It won't be an exact estimate, but it should get you somewhere within the ballpark so you at least know what you're dealing with. Now, speaking of repairs, how exactly do you know what needs to be repaired or what you can kind of look over? When using a 203k loan, the first repairs you need to be concerned with are the repairs that'll make sure that the property passes an FHA inspection. After you have those repairs, then you can make some of the repairs to the items that you want to upgrade in the property. Now you might be asking yourself, what are some items that FHA inspectors generally look for? Here's a quick list for you. Some of the things FHA inspectors look for include the windows, which there can't be any broken windows or peeling paint around the window trim. They want to make sure the heating, the electrical, and the plumbing are in good order. They want to make sure all decks and staircases, both inside and outside, are in working order. And to generally just make sure there are no safety hazards in the building. Once you have an idea of what the FHA inspector is looking for, now you need to think about the repairs that you would like to make to the property. Now, once again, the best way to get a rough estimate is to call as many contractors as you can and have them give you a rough estimate over the phone. But if you're having a hard time doing that, here's a general list of how much some things cost. To replace a window can cost around $300 a window. To replace a furnace normally costs somewhere around $4,500, and to replace a water heater can cost around $1,500. Replacing a roof can be somewhere around 10 grand, more if the roof has a lot of pitches and less money if the roof is flatter. Full kitchen renovations can cost anywhere from $25,000 to $35,000 just depending on what you want to do with it. Bathroom renovations can be around 5 to 10 grand also depending on what you want to do. Refinishing or replacing flooring in the property can cost around $5,000. And interior painting is going to be around $2,000 just depending on how much square footage is in the property. Once you put your rough estimate together, make sure to compare that with the purchase price of the property to make sure that your pre-approval will cover both. If they can, then make an offer on that property. Once your offer gets accepted, the next step is to now get your contractor out there to give you the actual estimate. With the 203k loan, if the estimates are over $35,000, you're going to need what's called an FHA 203k consultant. That consultant is going to work through you throughout the repair process, even after the loan is closed, to make sure that the repairs meet the FHA requirements. If the repair estimates are under $35,000, that means you can do what's called a streamlined or limited 203k loan, and you don't need an FHA 203k consultant. Once your estimates are complete and sent to the lender will then send out a 203 appraisal to appraise the property. Now, appraisals for 203k loans are different because they're not looking for the as-is value, but they're looking at the value of the property once all the repairs are made. Once the appraisal process is complete, you'll move on to closing, and congratulations on buying your new property. If you want to learn more about how to analyze multifamily properties and to see if it's a good deal for you, check out my video here.